What's up, besties? It's your girl Sheridan, and I am back with yet another video. Hey, y'all. Y'all, did y'all see the interview with Carlos King and Kenya Moore part 2? Y'all about to go to bed. I had put my bonnet on. I said, the devil is a liar. I got to review this one. So meet me after the jump. Let's talk about it.
I could be so good to you. 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 I could be so good to you.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. This interview was better than the whole season, and yes, I still have been watching the season in parts. So I know I've been missing out on my reviews. I'm gonna do better with other shows, but yeah. And I don't think that this was like the worst. Now mind y'all, I'm like Kenya, I don't think that this is like the worst season of reality television ever created. However, is it Housewives of Atlanta good? It's not. So let's get into tonight's review. She lets us know that Phaedra lied about her propositioning Apollo. Okay, now I feel like some of us already knew this, but Kenya is addressing things head on. To me, if you ask me, now the story that she told, and Kenya said it was on Arsenio Hall, and Mims make it make sense here on YouTube. He pulled out the receipt. It's all on YouTube, so she ain't wrong. She said that Kenya saw Apollo at a party in LA and prepositioned him to, and of course, with how things happen, people, assume for that to be true. I'm going to just say that Phaedra, the devil don't change his tactics, okay? He just changes people. And I'm going to say Phaedra does not change her tactics. The same thing she's done to Kenya is what she did to Candy, is what she did to Angela Stanton. All this is alleged. She did the same thing to everybody. So once you get on her bad side, it's the same thing she did to Nene. Once you get on her bad side, or you say or do something that she doesn't like, she's going for your character, and tries to assassinate you and recruit other people to try to assassinate your character. I'm sorry, y'all. I think a fly done got in here. Try to use other people and galvanize other people to try to assassinate your character. That is what Phaedra does, and it's sick. Especially thinking about this, right? At the same time, you hosting this retreat or revival when they was on that cash trip, you hosting a revival. You done talked to Tasha Cobbs and Bishop William Murphy at the church in Atlanta and got Tasha looking a mess in that scene. And whole time, girl, you just be out here acting crazy. Like, stop doing stuff like that in the name of the Lord. It's not cool. So it's giving narcissist vibes. I don't know. Let's see. We're going to watch Married to Medicine this upcoming season. And let's see it, because I ain't seen her on TV in a while. And I know I didn't watch when she was on Ultimate Girls Trip. So anyway, Apollo admitted to Carlos that he did not tell the truth or completely fabricated the Kenya, proposition allegations. And Carlos was like, listen, you can't say that to me. You have to go on camera and apologize and admit that you did that. And he said, although it was a scene that was just a few minutes, it took like at least 30 to get Apollo to tell the truth. First of all, he had to convince Kenya to shoot a scene with Apollo because she was like, nah, I'm already being seen as this Jezebel. I'm not shooting no scene with somebody's husband one-on-one. And then he convinced her to go ahead and do it. Like, he has something to say. Come on, let's do it. And she said he was being vague at first and being like, for whatever, whatever I've done, I apologize. And she was like, no, you are going to say what you did on this camera or don't say nothing. And I'm happy she stuck it to him because a lot of times, like honestly, that horror reputation, it really works with against women. And so you could totally not be a whore, but if one person say you're a whore or anything like that, especially as a black woman, it can stick with you, and it has stuck with her to this day. People be like calling her a husband thief and stuff, even though it's clear that Phaedra and Apollo's relationship was given very much a 30-day free trial. So, but anyway, we got to Portia. Portia and Kenya are cool now. We talked about the fact that they revolutionized the show. Kenya thought that there were limits and she could say whatever she wanted to say, and Portia not throw hands. And Portia showed her at the reunion that that is not the case. You can't say and do whatever you want to do without me throwing hands. She grabbed her, snatched her by her hair. Now, I just realized, thanks to people on Twitter, that it was Carlos that was pulling Portia off of Kenya. Yo, why Carlos be at all Portia fights? He be at all Portia fights. Remember, he got her he had to fully jump onto Portia when she had tried to stand up over Cynthia, and Cynthia kicked her in her vagine and sent her flying across the boat. Yeah, so he had to lay on her in that case. So it's just crazy that he's always there. And so she says that, Portia never really hit her below the belt. Well, she hit me, but she didn't hit me below the belt. And it was a cute, funny moment. And she also talks about the fans being psychos. And so she would go out by herself. And she said she was in New York one time and these girls was talking crazy, about her, thinking like, she a punk. And it's just like, wow, it's disgusting that people are like that. And she would feel like a way, like maybe I shouldn't be outside by myself. And it's, these Bravo fans, it's crazy that you can't watch a show for what it is. And without like literally coming for that person. And to be honest, that's another thing. When it comes to fandoms, you can have your fave, but it's weird. Like, if you don't like someone on the show, you can never see when they're the victim. There have been multiple times when people have done things to Kenya, and because people can't stand her, they don't see that wrong was being done to her. For an example, when those guys came in, I think it was probably season 6 or 7, Monique's nephews or whoever, and they came in and were very aggressive towards her. The ladies were like, why are you using they were like coming for her, and the guys were the ones being aggressive. So I think at that point only Candy was the one who told the truth. It was just, yeah, stop. You should be able to call your fave out or still dislike someone and be like, nah, but they was right in that case. And I think it's weird that y'all can't do that. So Kenya draws a parallel between her and Portia's marriages and said that she was disappointed that Portia didn't support her when it came to her marriage. Now, on one hand, I'm like, Kenya, be for real. But on the other hand, I understand because they had made up at that point and they were, supposed to be, cordial and developing a friendship, and then, Portia had turned on her, but whatever. Carlos asked Kenya if she thinks that Sonya, is it Sonya or Sanya? I keep messing up her name. I don't know. He asked if she thinks that Sonya and Drew deserve, their peaches, and after taking a long pregnant pause, Kenya says that they didn't earn them because they didn't go through the process that the other ladies went through. And that I agree with. And she could have used the word deserved. Anyway, so they get to talking about Marlo child, and I want to play this part. It's kind of lengthy, but watch it.
I don't think it's as bad as people try to say it is.
Is it the worst that you've been a part of?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Choices. Casting choices.
Okay.
Allowing people, when after I sat through that dreadful interview. No, sorry. After I sat through that dreadful reunion last year, I was like, oh, this is what they're doing? This is what they're doing. Literally justifying why, or trying to help why someone has a peach that didn't deserve it. I think that Marlo is the quintessential example of why you do not make a friend of the show a housewife. I think it was a horrible mistake. And listen, I'm not an expert at this. I can only tell you from my vantage point what works. And it's not because of a relationship that she and I have. Because, Portia.
You scared Portia.
Okay, Portia. Nene. So don't tell me it's because of anything about a relationship with us, because I've had worse said to me than Miss Marlo. I feel like the desperation from her reeks. And because she needs that peach. I think the power is when you don't need it. I think when you go, when I came on as a housewife, even Portia, we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know about we weren't fans. I mean, I know that Portia said she was a fan of Nene and all that. I don't know how much of the show she watched, but you could tell she was her authentic self. There's no way you would sit there and say that there was, 265 days a year. No. That was you being you.
Portia is authentic.
It was just being authentic. Well, not as they come.
Oh.
Example, Bolo. But anyway, we're not gonna bring that up. We're not gonna bring that up. And I'm not hating. So we weren't there to make up and fabricate stories and seem interesting and say one thing and do another and pick fights that aren't really fights and get into issues with people that aren't really issues. We didn't do any of that. When we didn't like you, it was because you did this, you said that, and then we had it out. We didn't have an agenda. We didn't. We were our authentic selves through and through. We were a mess because we were actually a mess. Now, if she had come on, I'm just like Tyra, we were rooting for you. Mm-hmm. We were rooting for you. Then you come on with this BS. You faking everything. Where's the house that she was building? Where's all the other stuff? Where are the, explain to me why you have a chairlift in your house. Is it to help with the old white men going up to your bedroom? Why else would somebody have a chairlift in their house that's 30, well now she's 50, but why would you have a chairlift in your goddamn house? Tell me why. Go look at her interviews. In her interviews, it's a chairlift. You went a whole season without showing any type of culpability for anything that you've done in your past. We can forgive you, but we need to know why we need to forgive you. Why are you coming over here exhibiting the same behavior that landed you in jail and want people to think differently of you? No remorse, no culpability, no kindness, nothing. An empty soul, an empty vessel. And you want to sit here and do a whole number on us at the reunion. Like, oh, I was in foster care. But you talked about my mother not wanting me as a child. Explain that. How it was so easy for you to do that. Like, it's so many questions as a producer I have. Like, I don't understand. You make this person a housewife, but then you don't talk about their, and you conveniently at the reunion get all the way up to why you were in, well, up into explaining why you actually went to jail. And then you still don't explain it in year 2. And you're over here 6 weeks in. And you're picking fights with Candy that makes no sense. Then she started, after that ended, and the managers got together and said, okay, let's figure out a storyline. And then you go find Scotch Bright. You find Scotch Bright to sit up here and play your boyfriend. Then, okay, so that's your new storyline. You're so soft and gentle now, all of a sudden. You're so pink inside.
Is Marlo being favored or protected?
Hey, raindrops. Yeah, that's right.
Of course, yes, absolutely. I and that is what has taken the wind out of me this season, in part. Because I'm like, no matter what I do, I was never protected. And that makes me fucking angry as a housewife. I was never protected. I was always the one that everybody came for. Production was like, we don't GAF. And I got all the smoke. And I got no protection. And you are sitting here making somebody who season 1 lied about everything, including to everybody's face about using the F word. I didn't say it. The F bomb. You know.
Yeah. The gay slur.
The gay slur. Swore up and down she never said it. Until somebody had to produce the footage where she said it. To me, it's just like, no. If you're going to come and really show your life, show your life. We know the facts beyond the facts at this point. We don't have to even say it. The money cannot be verified. The dates cannot be verified. The timelines cannot be verified. But that's not what we're talking about. We over here talking about candy in a restaurant. Then after that failed, then you over here chasing me around restaurants that got conveniently cut out. Mine got cut out. But somehow an angel with foster care scene turns up, and that makes the cut.
Woo! Baby, Kenya said a mouthful, okay? She said a mouthful. I wasn't ready. What did y'all think? What did y'all think about that? And here's the thing. Marlo got fans too, right? So they was trying Kenya online. And Kenya been clapping back, so go ahead and go to her Twitter to see all the clapbacks. But honestly and truthfully, this whole season, Marlo has been doing interviews and she has come for Kenya's character throughout all the interviews. You have seen that until today, when this interview dropped, she has paid Marlo dust. She was not giving her no moment in interviews or anything like that. And with Carlos, she let it rip. And which is why a lot of people are like, is this your exit interview, girl? Like, are you getting up out of here? I don't know. So Carlos said every single housewife has said Kenya is necessary for the show, including Nene, Portia, all the girls she hates and the girls she loves. And I said, excuse me. One of those girls been saying that she's not. Y'all need to go watch her interviews. Or don't. So we found out that Kenya called Carlos to advise her on whether or not she should attend Cynthia's event during that season where she was off the show and she was pregnant with Brooklyn. And he told her to go to the event. Well, Nene, because Kenya said that she didn't get up out of her bed until Carlos told her to get up and go. Nene, you owe Cynthia an apology. You stopped being friends with Cynthia because you assumed that she did some underhand stuff to you by way of bringing Cynthia, your nemesis, to this party. And, they had her on camera saying to Mike Hill, basically confessing that she didn't, that Nene didn't know about it. We don't hear Cynthia saying any of this. They just have the little caption at the bottom. And Cynthia was very clear that she didn't say that up front. Candy corroborated that old girl did not know she was coming. But here's the thing. Let's say that Cynthia did know she was coming. Remember that season where you and Kenya got into it because Kenya was like wondering why you invited such and such to your wedding, and you said, I ain't gonna tell no B who I'm inviting to my stuff. That was you. Baby, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay? That was you. That was your line. So, anyway, they began to talk about Courtney. And let's play that.
Courtney trying to read you, and people are like, yeah, Kenya didn't want to give her a moment. I'm like, because Kenya is like, this isn't real. She's looking for a moment.
It's not real.
I don't mind reading somebody, but
she's the worst. It's not real. I'm going to give you a fight if you deserve a fight. But the moment she stepped on the scene, she had an agenda. It was, I'm going to make a moment. I'm going to make a moment out of this. Yeah, so Candy candy, you know, bopping her head. And yeah, because, you know, you are the most valley girl alive. You cannot convince me that this is who you really are. But you wanted a moment. And you wanted that peach. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you're not talking about the fact that you don't deserve to be a housewife. You don't even have a house to live in. Your husband divorced you and left you with nothing. You're literally sleeping on somebody's sofa. You don't talk about anything that's relevant. You drug Bryce out from the dead to come and play like you guys have some relationship that's, you know, a relationship that's meaningful. You're not talking about why you talk sideways. You're not talking about the fact that you put paper clips together and call that a jewelry line that no one is buying or even talking about. I don't have anything to work with. Give me something to work with. I'll give you a fight all day long.
Are you bored?
How can I not be bored? I gotta work with people like Courtney.
Courtney, good. Like, is you homeless, baby? Did you have a stroke or is it the Bell's palsy? I got questions, Courtney, girl. Jesus saves in case you need it, girl. So anyway, Kenya tells you fans that you know nothing about production, so stop asking them for a reboot or a recast, because the last time y'all made a request, we got Marlo a Peach, and we see what that landed us. So yeah, and I say that all the time, like, YouTubers be on here talking about, we honestly need a reboot. Shut up. You are not in production. You know nothing about production. All you do is watch. Like, so anyway. We found out that production has been deleting Kenya's scenes. That the finale at Kenya's salon where her dad was filming and all the girls minus Marlo plus Eva and Claudia Jordan, that has been scrapped, even though like it was kind of shown in the preview, I believe. Like, everybody was looking forward to it. It's been scrapped. It will not be in the finale. And what also has been scrapped is Marlo chasing her throughout a restaurant. That's out. Kenya also went off on the ladies telling them that they're ruining the show in Portugal, and that's out. And so, like, is this her last season? Are y'all trying to phase her out like y'all did Nene, or? But I think before Kenya allow y'all to phase her out, she'll just walk out. So we'll see. If she is no longer on the show, will you be supporting the show? All right, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for watching. Please thumbs up this video, comment down below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, you need to become a bestie today. I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.